Every August, we start making lists: school supplies, lunches, schedules, activities, calendars. But this year, I found myself asking a different question. Not what do we need to get ready, but who do we want to become this year? Hi, love. Before we go anywhere, I invite you to take a slow breath with me. Inhale and exhale. Maybe this season feels exciting. Maybe it feels overwhelming. Or maybe it's both. Transitions often are. And today I don't want to talk about creating the perfect routine. What I want to talk about is creating something much more lasting. And that's the feeling that your home carries. Because I think our children remember that far longer than whether we packed the perfect lunch. So, one of the things my husband and I have been talking about lately is this upcoming school year. Our oldest is stepping into high school, our middle daughter is beginning middle school, and our youngest is in third grade. So, even though we homeschool, every year feels like a fresh beginning. So, we've been talking about curriculum, activities, schedules, but then our conversation shifted and we started asking questions like, what do we hope our girls feel this year? What do we hope they remember? What kind of home do we want to create? And I realized those questions matter just as much as the lesson plans. So, whether your children are heading off to school each morning or learning around your kitchen table or somewhere in between, every family begins a new season. There are new teachers, new friendships, new expectations, new unknowns. And I think children aren't the only ones feeling them, right? We are too. Sometimes we just carry it a little more subtly or quietly. And I think we spend so much time preparing our kids that we forget to prepare ourselves. We buy the backpacks, we organize the schedules, we label the water bottles. But what if we also prepared our hearts? What if we entered this season with intention instead of just momentum? And one thing I've noticed over the years is that my girls often respond less to what I say and more to the atmosphere that I bring into the room. So if I'm rushing, they feel that. If I'm anxious, they often become more unsettled. And not because I'm doing anything wrong, right? Because the nervous systems are so beautifully interconnected. And that realization isn't meant to make me feel guilty. But honestly, it brought me so much freedom to realize that, because I realized I didn't have to control everyone else. I could simply begin with me, and there's a ripple effect. Children don't need a perfectly calm mother all the time. They need a mother who knows how to come back, a mother who repairs, who pauses, who breathes, who apologizes when needed, who laughs, who lets home be a place where everyone gets to be human. And I think that's an atmosphere we're all really longing for. One thing we've been talking about as a family this year isn't just what are we learning? It's what are we curious about? What adventures do we want to have? What memories do we want to create? Because education and learning isn't only about information, right? It's about becoming. It's about who we're becoming and how we see the world. And I want our home to be a place where curiosity is just as welcome as achievement. If you'd like to carry one gentle practice into your day, I invite you to take 5 quiet minutes sometime this week, maybe with your partner, maybe in your journal, maybe during your morning tea, and ask yourself just one question. When my children think back on this school year, how do I hope home felt? Write down the first 3 words that come to mind. Maybe it's something like peaceful or curious or joyful or safe or connected, unhurried, playful. And those words can become your compass this year. So whenever life feels busy, you can simply ask, does this choice move us closer to the home we're trying to build? And I've realized something really beautiful. Children rarely remember every lesson we taught, but they remember how they felt while they were learning. They remember the laughter. They remember reading on the couch together. They remember the feeling of being welcomed home. If today's conversation stirred something in your heart and you're realizing that you're longing for more than simply getting through another school year, you're longing to create a home that feels grounded and connected and full of grace, I'd love to invite you into Vibrant Mom Life. Inside our community, we begin with awareness. We notice the atmosphere we're bringing into our homes, the moments where we're rushing, the places we're carrying too much, the old beliefs and emotional patterns that are shaping how we respond to ourselves and the people we love. But then we don't stop there. Together, we explore those deeper layers. We lovingly release what no longer serves, and we practice creating new rhythms rooted in peace instead of pressure. Because I don't believe the greatest gift we give our children is a perfect education. I believe it's a mother who is learning to come home to herself, and in doing so, creating a home where everyone else can exhale too. And I'd love to walk alongside you this year, be sure to check out the link in the show notes. And if today's conversation reminded you of another mom who's entering a new season, would you share this episode with her? Because sometimes the most meaningful back to school prep isn't found in the school supply aisle. It's found in the decision to build a home where everyone belongs. And if you'd like one simple way to begin your mornings with more calm and intention, be sure to download your free gift, Kickstart Your Calm Morning. You can find it in the show notes. Before we close, I want to leave you with this. May you move through the rest of your day with a little more gentleness, a little more trust, and a little more compassion for yourself. May you remember you don't have to earn rest. You don't have to earn peace. You don't have to earn your worth. And whenever life pulls you in 100 different directions, may you always know the way back home to yourself. Because every time you come home to yourself, your children learn where home is too. And wherever today finds you, know that I am always sending you so much love.